Hey guys, Reversal here, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go, and it's here. The data mine has been completed. You know, Niantic, I never doubted you. I knew you could do it. You came through, and there's stuff being added to the game. You may not see it, because it's always like that. You see this crappy update with, sorry, if you think that is swearing, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm really, yeah, it is swearing. My bad, I apologize, okay? Apple Watch update for eggs, okay? Change distance to track better, account for GPS drift. Killing GPS drifting most likely in the process, and minor text fixes. That's what we got shown. But then Niantic doesn't say anything about the fact that they had a whole bunch of information inside of the game about stuff that might just be added inside of the game. You know, they have this really amazing track record for pissing off the community to no extent. But then what they're actually doing is quite awesome. Like, Niantic, you can actually talk about this, you know. You can actually tell us, like, hey, you know, we're working on this little feature. There's this cool little feature that's going to be added inside of the game. Rest assured, we didn't do nothing during this holiday season, you know. We actually did do some work. It's not like we left you guys in the dark for, like, freaking 4 weeks to come up with minor text fixes, killing up GPS drifting, and then some Apple Watch feature, which only 1% of everybody is using. Less than 1%. So yeah, Niantic has done stuff. We're gonna talk about it today. I'm psyched. You should be too. You're probably gonna leave a comment saying, oh, Pokemon Go's dead. I don't care at this point. It's not dead. If it was dead, you wouldn't be watching. Anyway, let's move on. There is 9 items to go over. 9 things, 9 sections they've added inside of the game. Let's go on. Number 1. 38 new moves being added to the game. This is cool. I'm psyched for this. I'm gonna name all of them. I don't care what you think. I'm gonna name all of them because I'm psyched. The quick moves are Counter, Powder Snow, Charge Beam, Volt, I don't know why I'm counting with my fingers, Volt Switch, Dragon Tail, Infestation, Struggle Bug, Astonish, Iron Tail, Fire Spin, Bullet Seed, Extra Sensory, Air Slash, Hex, and Snarl. Those are the quick moves being added to the game. That's the ones you can spam. Tap, tappity, tap, tap. The next ones are the charge moves. You and then poof, you charge it, right? Close Combat, Dynamic Punch, Focus, again with the counting, Focus Blast, Aurora Beam, Wild Charge, Zap Cannon, Avalanche, Brave Bird, Sky Attack, Sand Tomb, Rock Blast, Silver Wind, Nightshade, Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam, Overheat, Grass Knot, Energy Ball, Future Sight, Mirror Code, Outrage, Crunch, and Foul Play. That is cool. That is really cool. I don't know if they're gonna be working with the current Pokemon. I'm assuming that if you already have a Pokemon with a moveset, you wouldn't be able to change it. I'm assuming it's gonna be, and this is just speculation, don't quote me on this. I'm assuming that these moves are gonna be added inside of the game. And later down the road, whenever Gen 2 gets released, the moves actually get introduced, and Pokemon that are already obtainable in Generation number 1 are also gonna be getting these moves. And I'm talking about Gyarados with Outrage, Gengar with Nightshade, Foul Play, Crunch, moves like that. It's really cool that we're getting moves like those, because those are nice moves. Zap Cannon, I'm excited for that. Aurora Beam on Dugong. What is Dugong without Aurora Beam, for instance? So stuff like that, really exciting. I'm just psyched for this, guys. I'm psyched about this. I would love to hear, what is your favorite move out of the ones that I just stated? Let me know in the comment section down below. Number 2 is also not unexciting. The Silver Road goes as far to say that this is the most exciting thing that they have found, and that is evolution items. Now, let me get into this. Evolution items are items inside of the Pokemon franchise that you need in order to evolve a Pokemon to another form. So, a great example for a Moonstone, which is a very common item in the Pokemon franchise, is you need a Moonstone to evolve a Clefairy into a Clefable. That's what you need. But in Pokemon Go, you got Candy. So we initially thought that Candy was always going to be the one thing that would make sure that would evolve the Pokemon. Look at Eevee. You need a Firestone to make Flareon usually. You need a Thunderstone to make Jolteon. You need a Waterstone to make Vaporeon. That is Generation 1. So in here you need candy. Apparently they have little chunks and pieces. They have sprinkles of Firestone on them or something. I don't know. But yeah, stuff like that. But now, new items get introduced. I'm not sure if these items are going to be a requirement. I know for a fact these items will make it, but it might just be candy or these items. Items will maybe just give you the certainty. I don't know about this, so I'm going to leave the discussion open in the comments for you guys. Anyway, the 5 items being added is the first one is the Sunstone, which is used to evolve a Gloom into a Blossom. That is the split evolution. Instead of Vileplume can be a Blossom as well, which is an only grass type. It can evolve a Sunkern into a Sunflora, which makes sense, Sunstone. The King's Rock is kind of nice. It can evolve a Poliwhirl into a Politoed, which is the split evolution. Instead of Poliwrath, it can be Politoed. And then a Slowpoke into a Slowking. So, Slowking is basically a Slowbro, just a little tiny bit difference. There's not gonna be any change in stats or anything like that, unless Pokemon Go is gonna be switching them manually, which I see them doing that, but I don't know. Then Metal Coat is also used for 2 Pokemon. The first one is evolving a Scyther into a Scissor, and the second one is an Onix into a Steelix. That's what Metal Coat is doing, and basically the Pokemon need to be holding those items, or you need to give them to them. Next one is Dragon Skill to evolve a Seadra into a Kingdra. So that is also one. And then the upgrade is used to upgrade a Porygon from a Porygon to Porygon number 2. Couldn't resist making that joke. So this means we may see new evolution mechanics for certain species coming soon. That is very cool. Next up is Pokemon forms. And more specifically, there's a Pokemon called Unknown, which is a Pokemon that, if you see Unknown, it has a letter. So you can see Unknown G, like a G letter, or Unknown R letter. You can actually make, like, it's like as if you're eating letter soup or something like that. It's just like that. Unknown A all the way through Z or Z. And then you got Unknown question mark and Unknown exclamation point. I don't know, if you, in the Pokemon series, if you get all of them, you trigger an event for Entei, which is a legendary Pokemon, legendary fire dog. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for Pokemon Go. That'd be incredibly cool. That's something to definitely find out. Unknown Gen 2 Pokemon. I always like collecting all of them, just because there are so many of them. And it's always kind of interesting figuring out exactly which one do you need. Like, Unknown A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Oh, wait, I'm missing the Q. Something like that, right? So that's pretty cool. So Unknown is going to be added inside of the game. And then news, there's going to be a news button in the, if you open up the bag or the menu screen, there's going to be a news item button down there. Nothing really that interesting for us, because you guys, if you're watching the channel, then you already know of everything that's going to be new inside of the game. But it's awesome for people that are returning to Pokemon Go, so whenever summer is there and this news button is there, they are also informed about the changes inside of the game. That's pretty cool. Number 5, more avatar customizations. We already spoke about this before. Belt, glasses, and necklace will also be a thing. Necklace is kind of cool. I mean, I don't know, necklace, yeah. Hopefully this will be added soon. New avatars. Then number 6 is saying even more shiny and gender code. Previous APK versions introduced the code for shiny and Pokemon genders, and this version brings even more code to support these variants. We should be getting close to seeing these in the wild. So at this point, Generation 2, shiny Pokemon, genders, avatars, these stuff that we're mentioning in this video right here is coded in a way that it works just like the holiday boxes. You guys remember those holiday boxes with the sales? They were there out of nowhere. It was a flip of a switch on Niantic's side that they activated those stuff to be added inside of the game. And that's the same with these items. Like, you may not see them in the actual update notes, but then suddenly it's there. That's why it's pissing us off so much, because we're being left in the dark so much. And I know I'm whining when it comes down to updates and so on and so forth, and I'm disappointed in Niantic, but at the same time I know they're working around the block, but they're not communicating, they're not showcasing anything, they're not, they're... Niantic, it's okay to share information with us, it's completely fine. you see other companies doing it, works great. Now you're getting bad reviews in the App Store as a result of this, us not getting any sort of, leaving us in the dark for 4 weeks essentially, and then you're coming out with this. You cannot like tell a community like, hey, yeah, we 4 weeks AFK Apple Watch display from Pokestop, but barely anybody cares for. I couldn't care for the Apple Watch. I really couldn't care. But the reason why I'm covering Apple Watch is because maybe one of you guys who are watching right now cares about the Apple Watch because you happen to have one, or you may be thinking about getting one. And then tracking for GPS drift. Only 2% of everybody will know what GPS drifting actually means, you know, stuff like that. It's really confusing to a lot of people. They need to work on something like that. So yeah. The next one is gym radius interaction tweaks, basically adding on to the ability, I think, to increase the radius of gyms, because usually if you go outside of the radius, you end up getting an error and you are not able to fight gyms then for the next 3 minutes. So hopefully they're gonna make that radius a little bit larger to make it a little bit more forgiving for players out there, so that would be pretty cool. Number 8 is large debugging tools. So this might be exciting for everybody who's in the programming scene. If you know exactly what this is, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments if this holds any significance. People in the Silver Road actually said it did. A new system seems to have been introduced for debugging purposes. Notably, the options in the debugger include species, gender, costume, form, and shiny. And they're saying that this is hinting towards variants above that are ready for final stage testing. I'm assuming that means that these features will be released inside of the game soon, but they're not entirely ready yet. Debugging, is that in the app development process, is that something that happens early on? Is that something that happens late on? Is this really the final step out there before it actually goes live? Let me know in the comments if you are a programmer, how debugging is, because I know that's a term I haven't really dove into myself. And then finally, new sponsor types. They're saying new categories have been appearing for sponsor types: pan, fryer, and barbecue, BBQ. No idea what that means. Probably the knife was like, I don't know. They're gonna be new sponsors inside of the game, obviously. For me, it isn't really exciting for me because I live in the Netherlands. Niantic is never gonna, you know, collaborate with a Pokemon, with the company in the Netherlands, because we honestly just don't really care for it that much. It's not gonna bring additional traffic or business to the Netherlands. But yeah, moving on here to saying Party Wars, this update is brimming with great things to come for Pokemon Go. We can't wait to see shiny starting to appear in the wild. I am on that. Or the new Gen 2 species along with the moveset. Also looking forward to the avatar options. But perhaps the most new fun mechanic, according to the Silver Road, is the evolution items. Hopefully we'll see these items introduced alongside with generation number 2 very soon, travelers. Safe travels, or travel safe. So yeah, that is the full disclosed information about what is in the data mine of Pokemon Go. I want to hear your thoughts on this, because this gets me psyched, especially seeing those moves up there, the unknowns, that is really cool. And then also the evolution items, it's okay, it's there, it's not doesn't hold, for me, it doesn't really hold that much significance. It would be cool to see a different item for that, so that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that is my thoughts, my opinions on this. I'm excited for this, honestly. We might be left a little bit longer in the dark about actually seeing something happening inside of the game, but seeing this makes me know that Niantic has been working on Pokemon Go. And that makes me excited for the game. Anyway, that's gonna be doing it for this episode of Pokemon Go. Once again, I open up the discussion to you guys in the comment section down below. I have a couple of questions that I posted in the comments for you guys on this video. And yeah, that's gonna wrap things up. Want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, this has been Reverse for Pokemon Go. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.